Alrighty, so here we are, episode 2 of Saber Nation Talk. We have an updated studio here. We have a background. We got everything going. We got Matthew Evans here doing all the filming. We want to give it up to him. Yep. I was going to say that. We got Daniel Ginger here doing the tech here. Holden Roberts, co-host. And then we also have our special guest, Mr. Van Hauen. How are you today?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great.
Oh, he's doing great. All right, there we go. He's got his mic turned on. We have Holden's mic turned on.
Yep, I'm right here.
All right, we're doing great today. So, a little bit of advertising before I start. Seniors are doing a little bit of fundraising. Okay, we got all sorts of senior fundraisers. That's raffle tickets for gift cards that's coming up. They're still doing candy bars, still doing trash bags, still doing all that. So see any senior for that, and they'll get you set up. We're also on, for everybody, if they don't know, we are on Spotify, YouTube, and now TikTok, believe it or not. So we're getting all that set up. We're getting a little bit more smarter every day. So anyways, let's get right to it. We have Mr. Van Hauen. He's doing great today. Let's start out with our first question here of what is your background here and what brought you to Twin Cedars?
My background in just teaching, just in general, or?
Let's start with that.
I'll start with that. So I graduated from Northwestern College, which is in Northwest Iowa. It's in a town called Orange City. I went there for secondary education and social studies. I taught up there for about a year at a little school called Rock Valley Christian. I taught middle school social studies and Bible there while my wife was finishing her degree at Northwestern. And then we just, in this last June, moved down to Pella, and I got a job here at Twin Cedars.
All right, sweet. Is your wife also a teacher, or?
My wife is a nurse.
Is a nurse?
Yeah, she's a lot smarter than me.
Well, that helps out, yeah.
I knew that was coming.
All right, well, so you live in Pella, and so far, do you like it here? You're a new teacher. There's a lot of pressure with that too, but so far, are you liking it here?
Yeah, I enjoy it. I love the school. It's about the same size as the school I was at. The school I was at was about 20 to.
So yeah, you're used to this,
so,
knowing everybody.
Yep.
Yep.
I love the ability to see my students multiple times a day.
I think that's the best part about it, because I think there's some teachers out there, they're at those big schools, they may not know everyone that they see. Walking down the hallway, like Miss Sorensen last year, she always talked about that, not knowing everybody like Indianola or something like that.
Both my parents are teachers at the Pella School District, so they're used to having these big classes. I student taught at Lamar's, where I would teach just 6th grade social studies, and I'd have one kid. I'd have the same class each time, but so I only saw each kid once. And I remember my 2 months there, I only really got to know a handful of kids in each class, and so being able to teach multiple classes, it's really a blessing to be able to get to know the students' lives and really impact them in a way, and even connect. I teach science and social studies for middle school, so to connect those classes together is always nice as well.
Right, and then it gives you variety, and then you're not doing the same. You're like, oh my God, I'm sick of this one kid. You gotta be kidding me. I gotta deal with them again. So you get that variety, and I think that's very nice. And like you say, it is nice, you know.
It's nice something nice as a teacher is it's easier to teach one lesson each day, but it gets boring really quick. Also, being able to teach multiple different lessons to just continue to learn and to help others learn is always a good opportunity.
And then you come into the library, give me a little bit of crap, you know, say you gotta find time to read books and all this. And
yeah, I don't know, Holden, you weren't there during that time. I was in the library, and Kaden's over there doing something.
I was doing college.
He probably wasn't doing nothing.
I was doing composition. What I have you do?
And I asked him, I said, hey, what books should you read? Because he told me he reads like a book a year. And he's like, I got no time for books. And I said, what do you do the 30 minutes before bed?
Man.
And he goes, watch YouTube. And I was like, there's 30 minutes right there to read a book. So I grabbed a book off the shelf for him. What book did I grab for you?
Scarlet Letter.
The Scarlet Letter.
Have I heard of it?
Have you started reading it yet?
I read the prologue, and that's as far as I got. I have you know I had 5 minutes left when I got my paper.
This was
done.
third period, so it hasn't been that long.
Tell you what, it might be interesting, it might not be interesting. I don't know.
know.
I ain't even got to the first chapter yet. We'll see how that goes.
You know what they say, don't judge a book by its cover.
That is very true. Very true.
Very.
All right. So you said you went to college. You had social studies there. So that all sounds great. What was your biggest thing in college that was just like really stood out to you?
College, the biggest thing in college
Yeah.
that
Was it?
stood out to me?
And another question on top of that, maybe, was it how big was your college, and was it similar to what you're teaching now, or?
My college I went to, I mean, college is different. You have a lot of people in your grade just because it's this vast variety, but you really only know the people that you study with. And so the way you make community in college is, I think, of three ways. You have sports teams. So whatever activity you're involved in, those are your friends. You have your degree. So all the secondary ed and social studies majors were people I knew very well. We had all our classes together. And then you have your dorm floor. Those guys who you're with each and every day, living right next to each other. I think the most impactful one is we had a great dorm floor. We had a great RA who was in charge of our floor. I'm actually wearing our college dorm merchandise that we used to have. Cola Brander, sadly, it got torn down. It was made in 1960, and they finally tore it down. But it was the atmosphere that every door was open. So every dorm was open, all the doors were open. You would just walk in and see your friends whenever you saw your friends. And so some of those guys are guys who I get to stand in their weddings this next summer, and some of them stood in my wedding 2 summers ago. So just the community that you can have is really, really special.
Okay. No, that's great. You know, and was it a huge college?
Yeah, I mean they're in NAIA school, so they're probably roughly the size of I'd probably say Central. If you know the size of Central is.
Central.
Yeah.
William Penn is also in NAIA school,
Okay.
so probably around that size, maybe a little smaller than them.
That's still a good sized school.
Yeah,
you know.
it's a good size college overall.
Okay, so I know you're pretty legit. So you're not going in here teaching a bunch of foolishness. You're legit. You know?
Yeah, it's one of the more well-known colleges for education in the state. So.
That's good. We're all about that here at Twin Cities. We don't have knowledgeable people here, so that's good. I'm glad you're creditable.
I'm glad too.
I actually got a question to bring in here. So, what kind of drove you to want to be at Twin Cedars? So, like, what was it like, seeing the job interview and then going in for the interview and just kind of seeing like what made you want to drive to go here?
Yeah, so that was a long process for my wife and I. We wanted to move closer to family, which my family's in Pella, and so we wanted to. As we were thinking about moving down here, a few months prior of the interview, she got a job at the hospital in Pella, and so then we're like, well, let's do it. Let's move. Well, I didn't have a job, and that's a scary feeling not to have a job.
Yeah, spend a lot of money on the house, and
Yeah.
you ain't got a job.
No job.
Yeah.
No job, no stability in that, and so it was a long process actually of just waiting. A lot of patience that had to come from that, and during that time there's a lot of disappointments. There's a lot of schools that had some positions open that I applied for and just never got a call back. Mainly because they were either downsizing or they had people within the school that were going to fill that position. And then got to the point where I was looking around, and I grew up my whole life in Pella, and I'm not going to lie, Twin Cedars was not a school that I knew existed.
We get that a lot.
My dad actually taught here.
I heard about that.
Yeah.
My
He
mom.
had your parents.
Yep.
Yeah, he was telling.
Shout out to Adam Roberts and Amanda Joslin. Love you guys.
He had your parents, but my mom worked at Melcher, my dad worked at Twin Cedars.
Oh boy.
But yeah, so we were looking around and I saw that that job was open, so it was like a last minute call and interview, and came down here and met with Mr. Holgren, and that was just a great experience. And I had another school that I could apply for, and it was just a school I was like, I don't know if I want to be a part of that school district.
Right. And, I think
I won't mention the school and
That's
what
okay.
kind of school
That's
it is.
okay.
and that's okay.
But yeah, I really, it was the options that were open and we were moving. And so my last school, I had was a good school, but I've enjoyed my time here a lot more than I enjoyed my time there.
Yeah, it seems like it because, yesterday in the library, you talking about movies and all that stuff. And I know you're a big movie guy.
I am a big movie guy.
What types of movies are you into here?
So my dad watches a lot. He used to watch a lot of movies. He still does. I just don't watch them with him anymore. But he would show us a lot of movies from when he was growing up. So a lot of 80s movies, 70s, 90s movies. A lot of people say, like, what's your favorite genre? They say that for, like, music and movies. I don't have a favorite genre, I would say. There's just certain movies, certain songs that I like.
It's that good movie. It may not have that. It might be a comedy. It might be this.
Yeah,
it might be that. It's just that good movies.
I like a good storyline. No matter what storyline it is, it has to be a good storyline.
Right, and you're with that with books. You
Books
love
are the
books
same.
too.
I'm actually really particular on books and what I read. I think there's a lot of books out there that are kind of pointless.
Well, I hope the one I'm reading isn't.
No, I'd
I'm
say
wasting my time.
it's got some lessons in there for you.
Well, that's good. And you say you read about 30, 45 minutes before bed every night?
Mm-hmm. Usually every night. Yep.
Okay. So what would be like your most favorite books you've read or are currently reading right now?
So, fun fact, growing up, was terrible at reading. If you know anything about reading, when I was young, they would take a test of how many words you read a minute.
Mm-hmm.
I think I was 10 or so, and I could read like 12 words a minute. That's really bad.
So you've came a long way.
So my mom, as a teacher, would make me read every single day for an hour in the summer. And it got me to the point where I hated reading.
I bet.
With a passion, hated to read. And I took that through high school, and I actually took that into college. And it was toward the end of college I started just to read books because I had some time on my hands, and I actually didn't read a ton of books in college. I was probably supposed to for my classes. But I read a lot of other books, and it just started to learn more, and I kind of got into last year reading more of the classic books. So one of the ones I like is Treasure Island.
Okay.
It's a really good book about pirates. It's just an older book. I love the Sherlock Holmes stories. Some mystery in there. This is making me sound kind of like a geek, but I do enjoy The Hobbit and the Lord of the Rings books.
Yeah,
they're a good story.
You were talking about that yesterday, and you've seen all the movies.
I have seen the movies.
And you like to rank them.
Rank the movies?
Yeah.
The Hobbit ones?
You've got like a...
How many Hobbit movies even are there?
There's 3 Hobbit movies, and there's 3 Lord of the Rings movies, but there's 1 Hobbit book, and there's 3 Lord of the Rings books. So they stretch the Hobbit movies out quite a bit. But ranking them, I don't know if I'd rank them. The books wise, that's the first one's good. The second one's long, and the third one's pretty great. Return of the King is a pretty good book. So it's just, you gotta take your time. The author really enjoys taking a whole chapter to describe landscaping. Like what the hill looks like this, and the trees look like this, and the sun looks like this, and I'm like, that's cool, but I want to see what the characters are doing.
Right.
And so, so usually those are books I read. I read a lot of, actually read a lot of books by Puritans.
Yeah, can you elaborate on that?
So the Puritans are a group of people that came over to escape religious persecution in England, and they helped found some of the areas in the colonies. And so they have a lot of good doctrine of books that they have. The Scarlet Letters about Puritans, by the way.
Yeah, I'll get to that maybe like May 15th, maybe the last day of school.
I'll ask you that day.
I might get to the end of the book by then.
Okay.
But we'll have to see. Because it's 24 chapters. It's not no little kid's book like read.
You have to be really invested to read a book like that.
Yeah, it is. You gotta want to read it, and you should want to read it, because I could get you a different book. You could do The Hobbit. That's pretty. It's made for kids. It's got no pictures in it though.
Oh, no pictures.
No
You
pictures.
might still. I kind of counted how many pictures there are. There are about like.
1.
No, there's like 5 or 6, I think. But yeah, so we'll get to that. But one more thing, we got some questions written here. I've heard you're a Bills fan.
I am a Bills fan.
Oh boy.
What made you want to be a Bills fan? What got you into that?
Growing up, my dad did not like NFL, so we watched a lot of Hawkeyes, which is tough to watch.
No kidding.
A lot. But
Don't even start with that.
But got into college at the end of high school and college, and was like, well, I kind of feel like I should watch an NFL team, and there was an upcoming star of Josh Allen, and I really enjoyed watching him. And I was talking to my cousins who were Bears fans at the time, and it's like,
Go Bears!
I was like, how are you guys Bears fans?
Go Bears!
And they said, if you're gonna pick a new team, pick a team before it becomes a good team. And so I looked around and I did some research, and I'm like, I really like how he plays and what he does, and red, white, and blue. So that's it's always nice. But my wife is a Chiefs fan.
Yeah, I was about to say that's where you need to start. Yeah, thank you very much.
February is very sad in my household.
I'm sure it is.
Just for me.
You've had a lot of coin tosses that haven't gone your way, haven't you?
We've had a lot of pictures that we've taken of me looking very sad and very happy during that time.
All thanks to the Chiefs.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. I don't even care that the Bills won this year. They're gonna lose in the playoffs anyways. They always do.
I know.
Normally I'm sad in like December because that's when the Bears season's over already. So.
Maybe try November.
Yeah, maybe November. Like last year,
They're looking okay this year.
They're looking okay. I mean, they got a little bit of a tougher schedule coming up, but that's okay. That's gonna kind of prove if we're a good team or not.
That is true.
And we'll see if Caleb Deep sticks through.
I hope so.
Ben Johnson, I don't know if he's been doing.
He's the offensive mastermind. We're top 5 in total offense this year.
Well,
You better believe it.
that's pretty good, But another thing that leads off of this football is you are in fantasy football as well. Is that correct?
I am in a fantasy football. Yes.
Boy. So who's on your team here?
I had Lamar Jackson. He's been hurt, so I've actually moved to Drake May.
Ooh.
I have Javonte Williams from the Cowboys.
All right, I got him too.
CeeDee Lamb.
Okay.
Amon-Ra St. Brown.
I got him in
Sam
2 weeks.
Laporta. Rashee Rice. And then each week I move different defenses. This week I have the Patriots against the Jets. And then usually I have Cam Little from the Jags.
Best
for
kicker in
my
the league
kicker.
right now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, that's a solid team. Is that a 10-man?
8-man.
8-man. Yeah, I figured it looked a little too good.
I got some. Well, a few of them are ones I drafted later or traded for against people who didn't know what they were doing.
You gotta take advantage.
Yeah, you gotta take advantage of those guys.
Yeah, sorry, Mom.
Hey, they're in the fantasy football. They know the rules. They drafted.
Yeah, they drafted, and I traded for Rashee Rice when he got back. But,
A little worm bending. That goes a long ways. So
yeah, it does.
So the final thing here, since you're a football fan, you like these books, movies, thing that kind of ties these all together is Scooby-Doo. You are a Scooby-Doo fan.
I love Scooby-Doo. I own every Scooby-Doo episode on DVD.
There's a lot.
There's a lot.
Like
There's Scooby-Doo, Where Are You?
That's the
Scooby-Doo
original,
show.
right?
That's the original one, yeah.
Okay.
Scooby-Doo and Scrappy-Doo. The 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo. What's New Scooby-Doo. Multiple movies from the 90s. There's only 4 good Scooby-Doo movies, and you can argue with me on that. There's Zombie Island, The Witch Ghost, Alien Invaders, and there's a third one. There's a 4th one I can't remember right now off the top of my head.
I don't think I can remember all those either. You know a lot of them.
I know a lot. I mean, when I was, middle school, there was this game called Quiz Up, where it was just you'd go against people in the world and in the nation, and one of them was a Scooby-Doo trivia, and I was the best Quiz Up player in the United States for like half a
United States?
For the United States.
Number one Scooby-Doo
wow.
right there. That's true dedication.
That's true dedication right there.
I don't watch it as much as I used to, it used to be just a tradition, especially October was known as Scooptober.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
in the dorm, it was
Well,
Scooptober.
it's spooky.
It was
you know.
spooky season. And so I just watched it a lot growing up, and I really enjoyed it. But yeah, I got a lot of nicknames growing up with
Let's hear one of
Scooby-Doo.
those
Yeah, let's hear
nicknames.
One of those nicknames. For all those who are listening that are students, if you call me this, you will have attention. The one I had growing up since I was a kid was Drewbie-Doo. Drewbie-Doo. Scooby-Drew was another one that I had growing up just from that time. But no, love Scooby-Doo. Scooby-Doo's a great show. So
Well, and this might conclude our episode here with Drewbie-Doo. So, for signing off, this is Saber Nation Talk. I am Kaden Kloster,
I'm Holden Roberts.
I'm Mr. Van Hauen.
and we'll see you later.